Guys.
Hi.
Thanks for being here. The first exercise we're going to do is one that I hope is really simple, really fun, and will allow you to expand your visual language. And so this comes from years of teaching people my Brave Intuitive painting process. And something I hear a lot from them is that they get stuck in habits in terms of what marks they make, what shapes they make, what images they work with. And sometimes when you're in the moment of painting, it can be hard to like just come up with something brand new. So this is sort of like a preliminary exercise that you can do just at a table on paper. We're working on watercolor paper with a pen. You could also use a marker or even paint or whatever medium you like, but we'll just do this with a simple pen. So I'm gonna just dive right in and give you a little demo, and then we'll play with it. So the way that I'm gonna do this is just to divide my paper. Obviously these lines are not perfect, and that is okay. But what I'm giving myself here are some boxes. And inside the boxes, I am going to start with a circle. So this is just a super simple shape, right? The circle. And I'm going to give myself a similar sized circle. Again, nothing perfect about any of this, in each box. So this is my starting point. And you can also do this with any shape you want. You could use a triangle or a moon or a line, whatever it is. The idea is that there's just the same thing in every box. And then as I move through each box, the whole idea is that I'm just adding to, changing, being inspired by kind of riffing on the shape. So it could be inside the shape, outside the shape. I could overlap the shape. There's really truly no like right or wrong way to do it. I could avoid the shape altogether and just play with the space around the shape, like that. The one thing that I want to have everyone strive for is to do something different in every single box. So I'm gonna add some words. In that one. And if you get stuck, again, you know, thinking less, I think, is the way to go with this. Like, the more we sort of try, the harder it is. But if you just kind of let your pen do something without putting a lot of pressure on like what it looks like or anything like that, then that's, I think, oftentimes when new, interesting ideas have space to come through, is when you're just really trying less. Couldn't help it. Let's see. And obviously you can do as much or as little on each shape as you'd like. You know, you could get really kind of fancy with this, and I could repeat that pattern all the way out if I wanted to, but for the sake of time, we'll just leave it like that. Let's see, so do that. And this is a great exercise to do, you know, maybe before you start a painting session, or if you're on the bus, or you're just trying to, you know, get your sort of creative juices flowing without, it's like enough structure to give you a starting point without any rules. So I find it really fun, and I hope you will too. So we're going to go ahead and maybe we'll all start with the circle, okay, and then we'll do a second round where you can try a different shape and maybe even a different medium.
Cool.
So here we go.
All right.
Well, I just want to say that was really fun to witness, you making those. How was it for you?
It was fun to do.
Yeah, it was really fun to do.
Yeah.
It was cool because I felt like I just zoned out and was just in with each space, and I noticed that I kept skipping around and like catching myself, but then not caring and being able to just keep going.
Like you were skipping from one to
yeah, which is like normally you work in a linear way, but I really was able to, normally, but I was able to just like, you know, let go, and that's the biggest thing that I struggle with when beginning projects for sure is like feeling nervous starting, so this is a really cool way to just like dive in and
get in that
see
space.
What you can experiment.
Awesome.
My chosen medium is usually illustration, so this was a really good exercise for me to challenge myself to color outside the lines a little bit. I'm usually very focused on doing everything perfectly when I'm drawing, and this was an opportunity to just let it go and just let it come, whatever was meant to come through.
Love it. I love all the variation. It's so cool. Hey, you.
Hi. I guess what I was thinking about, or I'm thinking about right now, is that by having, I mean, this was a challenge. When I looked at the 3 black lines, I was like, but I realized it's like practicing scales or something. If you're a musician, or it's having a constraint. I felt like I really got to explore this space between the lines as a result of repetition, and that's not something that I've ever really done before, repetition type of stuff. And this is, and in, you know, I love that, because like in limitation is freedom.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
That was a really
that's so great. And
I feel like you like have, it's cool because you have multiple chances to explore the same, I mean that's what this is, exploring the same idea of when I start a project, it's like, this is it, like I better do it right, and this is like, oh, I have one idea and like
12 chances.
12 chances. Totally.
And so you started with the black pen, and then you did watercolor, you did marker, and you did colored pencil. How'd that go?
It was good. I was
changes it, yeah?
Yeah, and I was finding myself drawn to the other mediums and seeing what was happening and feeling inspiration, and it would come into my own piece. And I would love to play around with all these mediums using this same exercise.
Yeah, this is such a great exercise to do with mixed medium, because you could just do, you can imagine, it just grows your possibility. Yeah.
It was fun to go back and add to each one as well.
Yeah. You do like a first pass and then.
Yeah, I was thinking I would love to go take a Sharpie to this. Yeah, for sure, to add detail or add
you can.
More. And I was thinking it would be really fun to take the watercolor and then work within the lines that I've drawn.
I love it.
And then you could get like depth too, because you could see the marker.
Exactly.
I really liked having the option of different colors on the second pass, because that made it like a whole nother way of thinking about choices too.
Yeah, it just broadens the field. Yeah. Did anybody get stuck?
Couple moments.
Yeah, I definitely got stuck, but one of the things that I remember from working with you before is that you say just keep going. Just don't like it's like a song doesn't stop in the middle, you know, when it's so I just kept making a line, and you know, and that was this one. I got stuck on this one, and I was like, this is kind of turned in, you know, it's like a sunflower shine, but you know what? When I look at it, when I was making it, I was being really judgmental about the shape, and then when I'm looking at it now, I'm like, oh, I love that one. So that doesn't, just because I'm thinking something in the moment doesn't mean it turns out
exactly
the way,
Yeah, this was definitely an exercise in suspending judgment of myself.
Yes.
And every time I would get stuck, I'd have to just quiet my mind and just keep moving.
Push it.
Yeah, just keep going.
How I felt also. Like if I felt that little bit of like pause of like, I don't know what to do next, just like continuing was really what was great about the exercise.
And this is the first time you've ever done this, right?
Yeah.
So you can imagine the next time
yeah.
it would just, you know, you'd have that much more kind of confidence and experience, and you can just do this for ever and ever.
Yeah, and come up with more ideas every time.
Exactly.
I really like doing it with pen too. I just have to say that was even simpler. So, you know, just like a black pen, it just, again, the more limitation, because for me, even with all the colors, I was like, oh, what color am I going to do? Am I going to do what colors am I going to, you know, but just the black and white is, I feel like I have so much to work with in my artwork from this.
Yay.
just so fast. Yeah.
And you're someone who draws all the time.
I draw all
so
the time,
that's
but
great.
this is new information.
Awesome.
Mhm.
Well, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you
thank
for
you.
playing.
That was fun. Thank you.